Hi guys! Welcome to Open Conversations. So I know you all will be wondering where Arsha is because she is usually the host of the show. But today she has taken the seat in post-production and today you guys have Sri Lakshmi and Riya on this show.
And since Women's Day is coming on March
Yes.
8th, this is a great opportunity for us to talk about the badass women who've inspired us in our lives. So, Sri Lakshmi, let's talk about it. Who's the one badass woman who's inspired you to be where you are today?
So in my life there has been a lot of women who has inspired me to be who I am today. But few I would say first, obviously I know people may find it cliche, but it's my mom because in terms of she is a homemaker, she
Yeah.
does not work, but the mental capacity and the lot of things, how she handles things, and as I grow older, I have to now use the word older because we are not teenagers or anything anymore. Older, I understand how difficult it is to manage everything together, me without even having a family, I'm not married, I don't have kids, but it's for me itself, handling living alone, studying, everything seems a lot. So I just always imagine how she handles everything. At the same time, very very hardworking, find herself sometime.
Yeah.
But if you look at other people, I would say when I was child, you all know, when you read history and in general knowledge, Rani Lakshmibai was a name that you always
Yes.
used in social classes, social science classes. They like, she's such a great warrior, she's bold, she had kids and she fought for our country and all these things. So I never knew that, but only her name was there all the
Yeah,
time.
the only woman who we studied in such depth.
Yeah, I'm like, that time I was like, oh my god, I want to be like Rani Lakshmibai. She's strong. People are talking about it. Everyone else are men, and there is one woman. So obviously, you always, as a woman, as a girl, when you're a child, you'll be like, oh, I also want to be like this. People will be talking about me, and my picture will come everywhere, and all these things. But now, as years passed by, I know there are a lot of other people, but then still we have a lot of problem in understanding or trying to get our space somewhere. It's still a little difficult part. What about you?
I get it, like with moms especially.
Yeah.
Daughters learn a lot of courage, a lot of strength from their mothers. So of course my mother's influenced a lot of my life. But also, like, I think from a movie, if you watched Legally Blonde, you know Elle Woods is everything for me. Like, she's one woman who came in and broke the prototype, broke all stereotypes about the dumb blonde bitch. And she came in with so much kindness, so much hard work, and she became the woman she is today. Like, everybody loves her. There are musicals about it, there are movies about it, and she's everything. She's unapologetic. She wears pink throughout the movie. She has resumes that are scented and pink colored, like somebody who life wouldn't take seriously. But she shows you how important it is to be kind in order to get things the way you want them, right? In order to reach heights.
But just now that you mentioned Legally Blonde in terms of movies, and I'm a little embarrassed to say that I watched this movie very late. I watched the movie Erin Brockovich. It was part of our class, and I watched the movie and I saw that movie, that character, and I was blown away because she, first of all, it's a movie that is based on real events. There is a person called Erin Brockovich in reality, and they have showed the same story, but maybe a little dramatized because at the end of the day, movies has to be like that. But the character, when I read about it, she has never been shown as a soft-spoken, the whole stereotypical attributes that every society wants, irrespective if it's a Western country or an Eastern country. She is never soft-spoken. She has a very, bold, sorry to use the word, bitchy attitude to everything. But still, she had a goal. She worked really, really hard for sacrificing her kids. She could not spend time with them, sacrificing. Sometimes she had to sacrifice her self-respect because everybody sees her as this very good shape, so sexy, such a good looking woman, but not how hardworking she is and how much of a power she has inside her in order to go against such a big corporate and at the end of the day make sure that what she wanted for the people of that particular place to get justice and all. But that particular character has inspired me a lot.
You know what that reminds me of is how Cleopatra, the queen from Egypt,
Yeah.
was so strong and she was so beautiful. according to the coins and history and whatever they've replicated. But what's important to notice is that people show her to be pretty, but she may not have been that pretty. So a lot of I was reading about this painting that they've done that's called The Banquet of Cleopatra, and they discuss how a lot of times, because she was so powerful, she ruled an entire kingdom, she killed so many people, she had such strength. So the most important thing is that people kind of show her to be pretty now, which she wasn't. So in order for people to understand that women can be powerful, they have to show that they're pretty. That's why they might have like used their sexual beauty or like something in order to get that power. They cannot just accept the fact that women can just be powerful, be strong. Like we said,
I
right?
agree.
Her bitchy
I
attitude.
agree, yes.
If it was a man, it would have been a dominant, strong, doesn't take no for an answer. But when it's a woman, it's like it's a bitchy attitude. Even
Yeah.
though we love her, we see it like that.
Yes, it's like it's called like that. I totally
Yeah.
agree with that. I totally and from earlier onwards, if you see the series and movies that show stories of 80s and 90s, still they use corsets. The actors have to go through a lot of pain and not being able to breathe properly, to showcase that. But why? See, we know that at that time people used to use corset, and they itself has said that girls should have such a shape waist,
Very petite,
very
soft.
yeah, exactly. But now leather hourglass figure, as if you have to say, but now you don't have to show that, but still people show that, and still people as you said that even movies, I would say Rocky or Rani, that movie, I forgot the whole name of the movie, Ranveer Singh and Alia Bhatt. She is a journalist, right? She's a journalist. She is absolutely stunning in the movie. She looks so beautiful. And she's a journalist who always on top of her looks. She wears the best saris, she wears the
Big
best jhumkas, blouse
makeup
designs.
on
It
point.
became a trend.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to dress like Alia Bhatt. But have you seen in reality any journalist actually looking like that?
I mean, it takes away focus from what their work is also, right? Because if she's a great journalist, you never see throughout the movie her acting as a journalist, except for that one scene where she's sitting with this politician and they're discussing something. Other than that, it's all about her beauty and how glamorous she is. And even though that is what they do for movies, and that's completely acceptable if they want to, however, it kind of settles this ideal image in girls, in young girls who look at it and who want to become journalists because they think it's all about beauty and grace. And then you join a college and all your dreams come crashing down. You realize it's much more than that. So I think it kind of gives a false sense of hope to young girls.
Yeah. So I want to ask you this: what do you think are certain qualities that you think you acquired from somebody that that have inspired in your life?
I think I have learned a lot of things from Elle Woods. I'd like to come back to that because I love that character through and through. A lot of it from Elle Woods because she showed me a version of womanhood which wasn't apologetic at all. She would wear pink, she would do whatever she wants, and she's hardworking. It's not that she's bitchy to anyone, she's dumb, she doesn't know how to work. She's great in all senses. So she gave me a sense of accomplishment in the sense that I could look great, I could also do great if I just put in the hard work. Life is all about balance, and I think Elle Woods teaches me that balancing bit of it. What do you think, like your mom taught you, or somebody you really loved or admired taught you?
So one thing when I'm coming back to my mom, I want to say is that she is not a very educated person. She got married when she was 19 and a half. She had her first child, me, when she was 21 and all. But she made me realize that you don't have to be educated to do things in your life. She actually, in our house, she's a plumber. She's an electrician. She can do any sort of work. And when I am in any kind of dilemma with my assignments, I just ask her and she'll have some idea. And she will say that I have zero idea about what you're learning, but I have an idea. So it's just about you being present, knowing the world, read, understand what's happening surrounded. And education, you having a lot of degrees does not add on to your understanding of the world. That is the main thing that she taught me. Second thing is that you gotta fight all the time for what you are, and in this world you have to fight it. If you are like disrespected at any point of the time. There are times that I kept quiet. I was like, I don't want to create a drama, it's fine. But my mom always questioned, irrespective of what age is. Like, how dare you disrespect me? You can't. Maybe I'm your wife, maybe I'm your mother, maybe I'm your daughter, but you daughter-in-law, but no, you don't have the right to disrespect me because I am a human, I am doing all of this, but you have a problem, you tell me. But you don't talk behind my back, you don't disrespect me. So she questioned all of that moment itself, and that kind of confidence from a person who has been, not got a lot of exposure in life is not something very easy, and I always admired for her, and she's a really hardworking person. So at the base of it, that is the basis I want to be like.
I think that reminds me a lot about education and literacy. You can be as literate as you want and still not be educated at all. You wouldn't know how to deal with things in the world, in the real world. And I think all women should have a sense of self, a great sense of self, like your mom. Because a lot of times women don't stand up for themselves. Your mom, having taught you that, has made you so strong and so, you can take up responsibility, you can take up leadership roles. Why? Because your mom gave you that strong sense of self. And I think that is very important in young girls especially.
Yes. Now that we have talked about, mom and all the women of other ages, how about our classmates, women of our similar age? What do you think about that? Because I personally always feel like nowadays, especially, women supporting women is a big deal. And I proudly say that I have very few female friends who showed that not all female friends has to be toxic enough. You can gossip about other people, yeah, but at the same time you can have quality discussions. You can be open about whatever you want, and they will not judge or be jealous of what is happening in your life. Because always women are characterized or made into this group where they say that they get very jealous. They can't stand to the fact that other women or people around women around them are growing and you are not growing, and they have so much of money. I don't have so much of money. But now it's like celebrating each other. Oh, you got an internship. I'm so happy for you, but you have to take me for a trip. That is it. But at the same time, openly saying that, but I feel bad that I did not get it. But even if you're jealous, openly saying it, I just feel
really very vulnerable and true.
Yeah. So what do you have to say about that?
I think I have a lot of women in my life. I am a strong believer in female friendships. I have way more female friends than I have any male friends. Like, I would never count on my male friends, but I will always count on my female friends. That's also because I've grown up in a very female-centric sort of an environment. I grew up with a single mom, and I was in an all-girls school up until I came to Christ. So I always had women around me, and they were always so great, so supportive, always so nice. So I kind of expected now that I get into female friendships. I think I found this one friend in Christ, Annie, who's inspired me so much, and inspired not in the sense like work ethic and everything. That is great, yes. That's something that I've always admired about her. But her kindness, her will to give people so much more than she receives from them. Like, I have never once in my life felt like I couldn't approach her with something. I'd be sitting there crying, and I'd just text her once like, Annie, I'm not feeling great, and she'd be like, come to my place right away. She's given me so much in terms of emotional and even like physical affection that I feel like I don't lack it at all in my life. I don't need other people in my life. I can have one close friend, and one close friend is all I need. I can tell her, okay, I'm going here, and she'll be like, okay, this is my wardrobe, take whatever you want. Like, if it doesn't fit, we'll try fitting it. There was this one skirt she wanted to give me because it was really nice, and she was like, you wear it, it's gonna look amazing. And I couldn't fit into it. So we sat there for 15 minutes putting it from my head down so that I could wear it, because that's how important it was for her. Like, I go to her place, I'm looking at everything, and I'm like, let's do makeup, let's cook for each other. It's such a great experience being around girls. What do you think about your female friendships?
For me, I have had bad experiences also growing up, but at the same time, mostly it was good experience only. I feel like in the beginning, I always felt like, oh, we all gossip all the time, we tell about each other. But now I think that it's more of gossip. It's more than gossip. It's just sharing what you know. I heard this, but understand it does not hurt anybody else. It's fine, right? That's what I believe.
There's a fun fact that the word gossip came from godsip, which was supposed to be your godparent initially.
Yeah.
And then it came to be used for women around 1700s and 1800s. Women were given this instrument to wear on their face because they were like, women gossip a lot and they could be banished from the place.
Oh my god.
So now you've demonized like gossip so much, but gossip is just sharing your lived experience.
Yeah, sharing
and
your lived
connecting over
experience, exactly.
it. Okay, that person did this to me
Yes.
and I told you this. But it's so that you're careful about that person and we both form some sort of connection, we bond over something, and that's not wrong. Your experiences are for you to share, and you can share as much as you want as long as it's about you.
I 100% agree with that. And with my female friends, I always had this in my UG and school also. We tried to spend a lot of time together. In school, they used to come to my house. I used to go to their house. Their moms will cook us delicious food. We eat, and always it's like, especially in girls' house, you're always a good girl, and that particular person going home to that person is always bad. They're like, see how she is, and you have to be like that. Always my mom tells my friends that, oh, Sri Lakshmi is like this. She does not listen only, but you are so like that. It's very fun, how even moms get so invested in our female friendships. And then now we have this whole concept of doing girls' night and, go to movies and go for food dates and like, why can't girls, or I think boys should also do it more for going dates with just your friends. It's not should not always be just with your romantic partner, right? So going on dates, because see, this time I went on a Galentine's Day and all these things. So it's very fun. I really, really enjoy it. And whenever I feel so vulnerable, I go to them. I tell them. Earlier, I used to be this person. I'm like, I can't share my emotional side to anybody. It should be just with myself. It's me, myself. I will handle it. I will cry in the washroom and get it over with. But with this, then I started having this faith that I can share with people around me, especially my female friends. I tell them, see, today was not good for me. I was overthinking. This happened, that happened, and they just sit and listen. Especially if you have some cup of tea and some snacks, it's the best.
I can vouch for that. So I think we've come to an end of today's discussion, and I think it was really, really fruitful.
Yeah, I think when we start talking about this whole topic, we can talk for hours and hours about each experiences, how we have been with them, they have been with us, always together, and if we have to take each and every woman who have inspired us, it will not end.
It will be a long, long
list. Yes.
Okay, so I think Women's Day is coming, which is a great opportunity for us to celebrate all the women around us, be it your friends, your mom, any
girlfriend,
woman,
sister,
a woman you haven't spoken to in years, but she really did inspire your life. Yes. I think all these women, we should go back to thank them for all they've done for us.
Yes.
And really just celebrate them. Just go out, have fun, eat your snacks, as you said.
Yes.
And just dress up and do whatever you want.
Yes.
And that's all for today. This is Jia Sohini.
And this is Sri Lakshmi Pradeep.
Signing off.
Bye-bye.